Oh, well, hey guys. Welcome back to the Clips channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at some individuals who can teach us a little bit more about aliens. And I don't know why I wanted to come right out and just say aliens. I wanted to maybe try and think of some more creative way to introduce the topic, but we have been talking about aliens lately, and the government has been talking about aliens lately, and the country has been talking about aliens lately, and TikTok as well. They're running out into the streets and yelling TikTok has said
that aliens exist. Aliens are real, and they're right here, and they're walking among us.
So let's take a look at some alien videos today. Let's take a look first at what the White House video has said about the alien disclosure. What is the White House video? This one that has been released recently. What is the White House saying about UFOs, as they're called? By some, I think. Anywho, if you like reactions to funny videos, or funny reactions to tepid videos, or tepid videos to mild reactions, one mixture of the many of those permutations, then please hang out and subscribe. That'd be cool. I'd love to see more people hanging out and subscribing, like I just said. Dear God. Let's back up to the video. As mentioned before, this video is a reaction to what is apparently a video that the White House released. It seems like sort of a wannabe Family Guy intro style, Rick and Morty intro style sort of thing. This is so far all I know.
For the elite circles, they call this karmic disclosure, and they have been doing this for a long time.
I don't know if there's a concept that exists called karmic disclosure. If I had to guess, and I'm not just gonna go Googling, all right? I'm not just gonna go and do that. You're not gonna get me to Google shit, okay, lady? Okay? What I think karmic disclosure is supposed to mean is disclosure in the name of karmic balance. You know, like disclosure in the name of trying to balance the scales so that we're being fair to each other and trying to right the wrongs that we've been perpetrating thus far, okay? That's my understanding of what she might mean by karmic disclosure. But I don't think that that's a concept, really, so I'm taking it with a grain of salt so far.
They hide the core truth through absorb ridiculous satire, so your conscious mind laughs while your subconscious registers the reality. Look at the opening frame, a portal tearing open over the White House. The equation 1 + 1 + 1 = 3. In this 3D matrix, humanity is trapped in a binary duality, 1 + 1 constant opposition, left versus right, light versus dark. But when you add the third element...
I know it probably cut here, but I had to back up a bit. You need to understand what this person is trying to say about this equation thing.
Look at the opening frame, a portal tearing open over the White House.
Okay, so what I see in this is it looks to be like an AI, like someone tried to make some kind of animation in AI. 1 + 1 + 1 = 3 wins. If this was released by the White House, I would assume that maybe a bill passed or some kind of measures passed or something. You know, it could be as simple as like Donald Trump thinks that he won the election 3 times, and so he's just like trying to put that out there. I don't know. At this point, whatever they're putting out is just meant to be noise, I'm assuming, because there's so much shit going on, and like he's floating running for a 3rd term, and like it's getting bonkers out there. And I think that the whole, what is it, wag the dog thing, if we're reversing it onto public, onto society, it's like giving us so much dis and misinformation that we just kind of like can't keep track of anything. I think we're kind of getting there at that point. You know, everything's slop. You know, is this slop? Am I slop? Am I just made of AI, just codes and wires and shit? I very well could be. But this to me is gobbledygook. This is nothing except for like just the presidential seal, a Diet Coke, and nebula and a weird equation. But let's continue.
With the equation 1 + 1 + 1 = 3. In this 3D matrix, humanity is trapped in a binary duality.
In this 3D matrix, humanity is trapped in a binary duality? You could just say dualism exists. Like there's an adversary and there's a good guy. Like there's a bad guy and a good guy. Zoroastrianism, you know? Which I think Gnosticism is kind of based on. Someone correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I believe base of Gnosticism, modern day Gnosticism, you know, like the people who get like the Book of Enoch and like the book of, what is it, Abraham? Like they're doing all this like Archon shit. Like that's real big on TikTok right now, is Archon shit. Yeah, she's definitely going to talk about that at some point here. I just know that there's just no way she's not going to. But that's all has a basis in Zoroastrianism and like Sumerian, like folklore kind of shit. It's pretty cool.
1 + 1 constant opposition, left versus right, light versus dark. But when you add the third element, the divine spark of consciousness.
but it's no longer a duality. Then it's a triune or a triad or a something. Triforce? Zelda? Link?
You break the binary loop. 1 + 1 + 1 = 3. It represents a sacred triad.
Okay, but what does that mean? But how are you rationalizing this as it's happening in real life? How is it manifesting as a part of society? Is this aliens? What are we what are we talking about here? Just make a point, please.
Trinity of creation that unifies polarities and unlocks the winning timeline. Literally opening the portal to the higher dimension shown right behind it.
But how? But okay. So am I to understand that this equation, I mean, I think we've known for a while that 1 + 1 + 1 = 3. I think that's been wins though. What does that have to do? If it's the White House saying it, they're just being fucking petty about something. They're all children over there. So it's a propagandistic jab at something. It's not some fucking secret code, I don't think. I mean, call me crazy, but I don't think the guys running our government are smart enough to come up with that kind of shit. Okay? But maybe it's like a 1,000 monkeys riding on 1,000 typewriters. Maybe it's that. Who knows?
Then watch Chuck Schumer at the congressional podium. He rips off his face, revealing a green entity underneath. This is a pure Gnostic Archon disclosure.
Oh God, I see. See, I knew it. We didn't have to wait very long. It was halfway through this, but definitely we were talking about Gnosticism, and now we're talking about Archons, and are they supposed to? It's not a green being or a blue being or whatever she said it was. It looks like it's supposed to be a robot because people like make fun of Chuck Schumer like he's like a fucking robot. He's an establishment liberal, and he like seems to not have any firm stances of his own. I don't know. I have just been so tired with politics lately that he filibustered recently over some like petty bullshit. Or maybe that was the one time recently that I was proud of him. I don't know. I don't remember. I am just so over these performative fucking bipartisan actors, I guess.
Mocking the fact that many figures in authority are merely biological shell suits piloted by non-human parasites.
No, see, you got it. You understood that, they're making fun of people and why. You seem to know why, but then we're just inserting something else in it for no reason. I guess it's maybe what you believe, but a lot of these people aren't believing for any reason other than that it gets them clicks and views and then money eventually.
Under the universal law, they have to show you who is holding the reins, but they do it inside a cartoon so you dismiss it. Now notice the Border Patrol detaining the alien at the fence.
Tim Homan, but it also it seems to be, just calling immigrants aliens again, which is something that people on the right and people who don't understand that it can be hurtful on the left would do. I don't think they're really saying anything with this. I don't think that this is like indicative of anything sinister or hidden.
Intelligence uses double meaning language. Alien isn't just about physical geographical lines. It's about interdimensional realm breaches.
No, I'm pretty sure that they're trying to equate all the disclosure stuff that's going on, the popularity of that, with the rise in trends over the immigration stuff that's going on. I think that's all they're doing. They're just trying to connect the two and then making fun of it, which is in bad taste, but it's certainly not Illuminati bullshit.
And the Artemis rocket launching into space. Artemis is an ancient deity of the moon and the astral veil. The moon.
I'm pretty sure that the reasoning for naming the rocket ships are not sinister in nature. I think it's pretty much because it's like, it sounds cool. I mean, it sounds pretty cool. Like I like it. It's pretty cool. I think Artemis, goddess, they're hunting for the moon, like they're going to track down the moon. I think we know where it is most of the time, but I am all for a cool sounding name hunting wherever the moon is located at any given time. All right. I'm into that, and I want to support that.
It functions as a frequency amplifier, holding the dense 3D matrix loop in place.
No, it does not. And that didn't make any sense.
Finally, look at the flying saucer blasting lasers at the gargoyle looming over the skyscrapers. Gargoyles represent lower astral parasites that feed on low frequency loosh energy jet.
Loosh? I'm pretty sure that this is just meant to mimic Cthulhu in the Rick and Morty opening scene. This is just the title sequence from Rick and Morty, and that they're just trying to to make a parody of that. Honestly, I think that's pretty much all it is.
Generated by crowded stress populations. They are showing you suppressed zero-point anti-gravity tech fighting an etheric war right in our atmosphere.
Well, no, I think what happened was when they went into Sora, they wanted to depict a demonic donkey, because you can clearly, it's got donkey ears, it's got like a donkey's face, like it's supposed to be a donkey representing Democrats. And the Democrats are this demon donkey that is now shooting lasers at the president and the vice president. So, I mean, you can see, even just looking at the screen, like where the it looks to be so deformed and ugly and gross. And it's like, I think, is that supposed to be Chuck Schumer? Is the donkey supposed to be Chuck Schumer? I can't really tell. It's compressed to hell and it's pixelated, so I don't know, but it looks like it's a donkey that's like wearing congressional robes or some bullshit. I don't know.
The timeline is fractured and they're broadcasting the grid's mechanics right on your face. Do you see it, or is it just me? The white
Girl, I'm going to say it's probably just you on this one. I think all they did was they tried to release what they thought was a cute parody of Rick and Morty, and like Donald Trump's all about AI. He's all about posting memes, and so you're seeing the daughterings of an old man, and you think that it means that the 3D matrix is now cascading and that the Archons are gathering and getting ready for interdimensional teleportation. But I don't think it means that. I don't think that that's what, if the message was going to come over across the intergalactic band, it probably wouldn't come through in a Rick and Morty parody that is released in the year of our Lord 2026 by the White House. I think it would show up in a bit more of a intense or like extreme or like world shattering announcement or something. I don't think that there are like a secret predetermined number of people who are allowed to know this stuff. I think it's going to be like, worldwide. It's going to be pretty well known. It's going to be pretty like, I think people are going to know. I think people are going to be like, oh shit. Oh, well, guess we're going to have to get off Earth somehow. Or unless the Archons start fighting the Thetans and then, we start having some kind of like Scientology, the War of Dianetics or something. I think that sounds like fun. I don't know. All in all, I don't believe that anything that she said was in any way correct or relevant to reality, and so I'm going to say 1 out of 10. Good production value, I guess. This next one is a channel I checked out, and I still can't tell if it's satire. So please help me figure out if I'm being fooled by some really clever satire in the comments, please. I look forward to hearing from you.
For the disappearance of his wife. And so he's off and everything's fine, but it did show her getting abducted by aliens.
See, come on. Like, this to me says satire. Like, you don't just like throw it out there. Like, hey, this husband was arrested and then he was released because this security, footage cleared his name, and like, so it's all good and he's fine.
But she was abducted by aliens.
Like, what? You've taken a hard left turn, good sir. I was just reconciling myself with this tale of misbegotten justice, and I was on a roller coaster of emotions already, and you've sent me entirely into the mountains by just saying, oh, but she really was abducted by aliens. Again, I think that means that this is satire. It gives me a check mark in the satire column, but the rest of it doesn't. And then you gotta like watch some of his other stuff. It's like, are you satire? I mean, easily done with special effects. I'll hold my judgment until I see the next bits. But come on. Like, you can either do that with AI very easily nowadays, or you could just, Photoshop it in, or like, 3D effects and then like use After Effects and shit. Like, it's not hard. Some of the most impressive gameplay, like 5 years ago in the Modern Warfare That Night campaign. I forget what, Lights Out, maybe? I don't remember, but it was so cool. And like, that's all like just 3D Kane Pixel made backrooms. And it looked to many people, I saw comments all up and down that video. I bet you they would swear up and down that they never said this, but these people actually thought that they were real people walking around in the back rooms. not just 3D models. Like there's technology out right now that makes, fake things look real. And I can't put it past a creator or a scammer or whoever, someone who just wants to fuck with people, making something like this and being skilled enough to make it look real. Not hard at all. And like that just looks like the AI generation was just not doing the right thing. I'm sure that you've all seen the AI videos, the AI slap videos where people fall through concrete and they'll like fly up into the air at these unnatural angles and like flip and flop and all kinds of things. But like that is really just like par for the course for a lot of these video generation programs. So putting in a prompt is smart and like they can really make a lot of stuff work, but with more complicated things or with more nuanced things, that you're going to see a lot more like artifacts and weird glitches happen. And so I'd imagine that someone trying really hard to convince people that aliens exist by making this, quote unquote home video footage would probably settle for something like this if it was what the AI decided to give them. And perhaps they would be then like led to After Effects where they would adjust it further and just make it seem more like that was what was intended. But this seems like just something where, a dog flies into the middle of a couch and like gets absorbed into the couch, so kind of thing, I've had that happen many times. And like when I was trying to make pictures of my dog before, which is sad because it was just after he died and I was trying to make myself feel better. I'm so sorry for that downer. But I wanted to see him alive again. Fuck. Sorry, I have moved beyond it and processed all the grief at this point, and so I can joke about it, but sorry for anyone who gets really depressed from that. To me, it's a fond memory. To me, that's when I figured out, because he there was one where his picture turned him into a human being, and I was like, fuck. But yeah, AI is not reliable for that kind of stuff. Oh my god. Oh, what am I doing with my life? Anywho, I think that this is just an AI foible that they then turned into a fairly successful, to their credit, I'm sure that they got, quite a few views and they got quite a few accolades on this. And so if it leads traffic to your channel, then more power to you. But it's not real. Yeah. Because you can see it looks like, I'll use my mouse to try and hover over the spot here. There you go. It looks like a leg is still above the surface of the bed. And it looks like that the face is really just kind of buried right on the surface of the pillow here. No one was abducted. I know that goes without saying. So I guess I feel I get all giggly when I'm saying it because I think it's ridiculous to have to say that, but this is not real. It's not, no one got abducted. 2 out of 10.
What's super unfortunate about a lot of people is that if the government does not confirm something, people believe that you're a conspiracy theorist and you're not saying the truth and you're crazy and, you're schizophrenic and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Probably. You're always going to encounter people who are going to be dickheads for no reason. And I think that if you're going to enter the space of talking about aliens like they are a thing that for sure are going to come down from the sky and hang out with us, then yeah, people are probably going to call you crazy and they're probably going to say that, you're doing whatever. And if you say that it's a conspiracy, then yeah, people are probably going to be like, okay, well, you're a conspiracy theorist. But I don't think that anyone's really approaching these matters with malice. I think that people usually treat the alien thing like kind of a joke or like it's kind of a fun thing to think about. Correct me if I'm wrong. Again, I think that maybe people are a little bit more good-natured than maybe they are. Maybe I try to see the best in people. But I think in general, most people aren't going to come right out and try to say that you're crazy just because you believe something about a massive, area of space that we don't know could have life in it and probably very well might. But I think the approach that people take to things is kind of what matters. And so if you're coming at people going hey, I saw a UFO yesterday and I know exactly that aliens are here. And didn't you see those memes about the Greys and the Arcturians and the reptilians? I've been telling you those things have existed. We gotta go to the store. We gotta get some alien protection gear, okay? We gotta go and we gotta do this. We gotta make sure that people stay safe. If you're gonna go up to them doing that kind of shit, they might think that you're a little unhinged. They might think that you might not be, fully locked in. Whatever the kids are saying these days. But, chopped. You might be chopped. All right? You might be chopped.
Now that the government has came out for the 1,000th time and confirmed that aliens are real, which...
No, they didn't. No, they confirmed that UAP exists. And UAP only means unidentified aerial phenomena. That just means that, and it could be anything from a pigeon to a clear flab from the Grebe galaxy. That doesn't mean that it is. It just means that it's as of yet unidentified. All that means is that whatever it could be a balloon, it could be a designation laser, it could be a flare. It just means that it is aerial, it's in the air, and it is as of yet unidentified. All right? That's all it is. It's not anything else. Like, we don't know. We just don't know. You can't determine something that you don't know. You can't just slap a label on it that says aliens. Like, the government has confirmed that aliens exist. Oh my gosh. Now we've, like, it's not what they're doing. That's not what they're saying. They're not saying that aliens exist. Reread what the government said.
It's time that people are sharing their stories, and I actually have a story to tell.
Tell us about your experience.
I don't think it's weird that aliens come onto Earth, because literally, look at us. Like, they send rovers to Mars and want to explore the moon. Like, if we are interested in exploring other planets, I'm pretty sure those other life forms are interested in exploring the Earth.
If they have the technology to do so, but I think when we're thinking about how ridiculous it is that aliens would come to us, like how fucking crazy that is, that's because they have to have such advanced technology in order to do so. That's the whole reason behind it. That's the whole reason why people think it's so crazy. It's like you're talking about us going 2 planets away. We're talking about them going billions of times that far, you know, just to come and visit. Like, they had to have found us somehow. They had to have targeted us. You got to have some idea of how absolutely massive space is. Like, think about just the Earth. Think about just the distance from one end of a state to another. That is hours and hours and hours. If you can imagine several times that, group it all together, times that by tens, times that by hundreds to the power of whatever, and it's like we cannot even fathom of the amount of time it would take to go from wherever they are to where we are, unless you're going faster than the speed of light, which takes crazy technology to be able to do. So that's the crazy thing. It's not like, oh, well, gosh, why would they want to come visit us? It's how the fuck did they find us? I would urge that you mull that one over next time you're thinking about the massiveness of space.
I don't have like an abduction story. I see a lot of people telling like,
But why are we here, lady?
My story was very, very public, and it's in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Milwaukee's not in Wisconsin.
11 or 12 years old. I just know I was a child, and I went to there with my parents, my mom and dad, my older.
I can relate. I was once 11 and 12, as I think a lot of us were.
We're walking around the fair. It had to be like 4 o'clock, because we would get there at like 8 a.m. and stay until 9 p.m. At this point, it was literally like...
I used to do that too when I was a kid, and now my wife won't let me. I can't do the fair all day. My wife won't let me. She won't even let me go on the rides. Leave a comment and convince my wife to let me ride the rides at fairs, okay? You better. If you watch this far into the video, you probably enjoy this enough that you want to see me happy, and I would urge you to leave a comment and tell my wife.
And we're just standing in line. I believe we were getting on a roller coaster. Our state fair used to have one roller coaster back in the day.
Okay, I mean, I don't think I'd be riding a roller coaster at a state fair. Forgive me if that makes me sound like a chicken.
So technically, we were standing in the northeast corner of the state fair park.
Let's get technical.
Our state fair grounds are huge, and all the rides were technically on the north side.
Technically, I'm glad that we're staying technical.
Vividly, I remember this was in the northeast corner of the park.
Vividly.
So as I'm waiting for the ride for my turn, I'm literally just like looking, being a kid, just looking around, whatever. And out of nowhere,
being
there
observant.
is this huge black aircraft. It was flat. Like it was like this flat, and it was huge. It was just a huge flat aircraft, and it was flying.
We were being technical up until she started describing the aircraft. Huge flying black. It sounds similar to like the Hudson Triangle. It sounds similar to there's been a bunch of like sightings of large, I guess, stationary or slowly moving dark objects in the sky. Though I don't recall seeing a whole lot of them, a whole lot of the articles or a whole lot of the pictures that depict this that mention them being during the day. I could be mistaken, but the Hudson Lights or the Hudson Triangle, whatever, that could potentially have been during the day. And I know the one in South Africa was during the day, but I'm not sure. Or Namibia?
Everyone's eyes went up. And this is why I know this is not just a personal experience. I know there are people that have to have this recollection, that you have to remember this, because it was huge. But anyway,
I don't have to do shit, all right? And especially don't like doing what people tell me to do, all right? So don't fucking do that. That's not nice. I will not do what you tell me to do. I am a rebel. I am resistant, and I will not listen to people who try to tell me what to do. So I actually just forgot what I was referring to. That's ADHD for you.
Everybody just immediately went like this. It went completely silent, meaning all the people were silent, plus the aircraft itself was silent. So it's like, even if we wanted to talk, you weren't able to speak. I don't know, y'all. So
definitely not true. I don't, that would never have, I mean, that would have been national news if something like that had happened. Some magical thing that prevented people from speaking. I don't buy it.
It literally went across like this, and I'm just watching. So everybody is silent, and then boom, it's gone. And then everybody's talking again. And nobody said anything about the aircraft. With that being,
well, if no one said anything about it, then don't you think that maybe you might not have seen what you thought you saw?
So I knew I was looking at a UFO, and I was scared because nobody else was acknowledging. It's like everybody looked, and then once everybody was able to talk again and speak, nobody said anything about what had just flew past us. And the crazy part is it literally disappeared. Like at first it was like gliding over, gone. So I never spoke about this. I've never told anybody about it because I just felt like I'm scary. I didn't want anybody else to confirm what I saw. Like, truly.
So you would rather have been crazy than confirm that what you saw was real? That seems strange.
Like, maybe it was just me. Maybe I just saw like one of those like balloon things that they fly on the back of planes. And I'm like, maybe like they were trying to reenact like a UFO, trying to like make it fun for the kids at the fair. I was literally trying.
I mean, I wasn't even thinking about that until you mentioned it. So you kind of just discredited yourself there. That actually would account for something kind of hovering for a bit. Like, let's say it was caught in a thermal or an updraft, and you have to like let out a little slack line because you didn't want it to rip itself off the back of the plane. Yeah, that actually, because then it would get pulled off kind of swiftly if there was, especially during the daytime. But flat is throwing me off.
I've been seeing people's stories saying that aliens communicate telepathically. So I don't know if maybe that's why it's like radio silence. I really don't know. But I just don't believe anybody if they say that the aircraft made a sound. Because from what I experienced, it doesn't make a sound. I know I probably sound crazy, y'all, but I swear to God, I have no reason to lie. Like, I literally experienced this. This is my first time talking about it, which is crazy because it's amazing that the government now is solidifying that these things exist. So hopefully more people start talking about the weird things that they saw. And yeah. Okay.
Oh my God. Well, first of all, the reason why they're doing this disclosure exactly the way that they are is because they're trying to take any attention away from Iran or what Donald Trump is doing just in general and the Epstein files. So that's definitely it's a distraction. They're definitely trying to keep the yokels distracted, which is the yokels make up, 85% of America? So maybe it's like 2/3, a little closer to 2/3, I'd say. But also, let me just try to like put myself in your headspace here. You know, like I have to start by saying that human memories are like extremely unreliable. Like, can you fucking remember what you had for dinner last night? Can you remember what you had for dinner the night before? What were you doing on April 3rd, 2016? You know, like it's very, very easy for you to distort and twist your own memories in your own brain. Like we're notoriously bad narrators, you know, like our brains are not reliable in terms of like eidetic memory. Like that's why eidetic memory is like so well respected and like just such a like, whoa, that's a weird rare thing that you've got there. I'm sorry for freezing you on this frame. I really am. I don't know. If I hit spacebar again, I'm afraid it's going to like move on to the next one and I don't want to. I'm so sorry. Please, nobody look. But like also thinking that there's like a lack of sound. Honestly, if we are to assume that there was something massive over your head, it could have been like absorbing the sound, or, you know, the din could still have been there, but because you might have been panicked thinking it was a UFO or just being unsure of what it was, the blood could have been rushing to your head and like you could have like had it pounding in your ears as opposed to being, you know, still just hearing and seeing everything exactly normally. If you're scared, if you're in this heightened state of stress, you know, and anxiety, then like your physiology is going to be different. And so like if there's every chance that you've got blood pounding in your ears or whatever, you know, people have described that sometimes when they see something that makes them panic. Blood was pounding in my ears. There we go. So, well, okay, that's not that much better, but still. Also, I think that, you know, 100 people, 1 million people, like I would say, yeah, probably up to about like 1 million people could all claim to see something, and it still wouldn't mean aliens. Like, it's not that reliable to just make that leap. Like, it's disjointed. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. Anywho, you were not in presence of a UFO. I'm so sorry. Well, to you it was a UFO, so you can live down your story like completely 100% without ever having to feel like you made a mistake, because it was a UFO. To you it was unidentified. It was a flying object. It was identified, and so it's therefore a UFO. You don't know what you saw. So, yeah, cool. But you didn't see aliens. Nobody's seen aliens yet. We would fucking know. It wouldn't just be some like fucking guy out in the middle of a lake. We would know. And for that, I'm going to say 4 out of 10. And with that, dear viewer, we have reached the end of our 3 videos that we're going to react to today. I've got plenty more on the schedule for the next couple of days. I have been TikToking it up like a crazy old man that I am. And we're gonna react to some more alien videos, some more cooking videos, and some more ghost videos here coming up soon. So stay tuned. And if you like the commentary, please feel free to give me a subscribe and a like. You're super handsome and sexy, and also pretty, and you'd be pretty sexy and handsome if you did that. If you did both, you're gonna probably ascend to like hotness, hothood, hot town. Anywho, I appreciate you watching, and I hope that you join us next time here on Goosular Reactions. I've been Goose. I bid thee good day.